Hi again on the family side. We're doing the family series, the 172nd scale planes, aircraft of the Royal Australian Air Force. This particular one, number 5 in the build, is a North American F-86F Sabre. We did make them here in Australia under this Commonwealth Air Corporation, or CACs, and yep, we made them here as well. So this particular one was to be a singular build, but when I looked at it, the size of it, they were never really a big aircraft, so I thought, nah, this is a pair build again, get another one and let's put it together. So for display purposes, yep, 2 look a hell of a lot better than 1. So in the case here, we've got 2 different manufacturers, so that itself presents some sort of differences in the aircraft in the way that they've manufactured. So let's get into it, and yeah, real good fun, this one. Alright, now for something totally different. I thought I'd do a build with these one. This one here, which is the one my son bought 20 years ago, doing the F-86F. Naturally it's in the well-known livery of an American fighter, but the Australian Air Force had them and we were quite successful with them. In fact, when I was a young person myself at school in Victoria, I was at the school, we had a big country area, it's flat as a tack, and these 2 came screaming over the top of the school at about 500 feet. They must have been absolutely low, and yeah, there's an image you don't forget. Those 2 silver things run straight over the top of you. So I then gone out and bought some decals from the local supplier who has the Australian insignia, and I have the model numbers of each of the vehicles to put on, 2010 01s, 22s or 17s, which is cool. So if I have 2 aircraft, same squadron, 2 different ones put on, so the idea will be that they'll have on the display, when they're finished, I'll have 2 on the deck. Now comes out with, that's the camouflage for it, for all those other ones that we don't want to use, but pretty basic, stick it together. No detail, no pilot, it's great, I don't want one in there anyway. Yeah, so that and that. So in the putting this for the display purposes, and there's the display decals for the ones that I'm not going to use, and there's Canadian insignia, so we won't be using those. And this is the actual pack here. As you can see, 2 sprues, or 1.5 sprues basically. Let's rip him open and have a look at. I haven't done that as yet. And what have we got down here? Send for your catalogue. Is this what's how you should use it, and become a member or something there, so we won't have to worry about all that. Okay. Let's have a look at what we got. Made by Hovercraft Canada, and they show a bit of detail here in the side panel when that vent turns open, which is good. Lower wings, top wings, bang bang, glue them together, pretty simple. And then you've got what are they? Okay, canopy section, fairly clear but still thick plastic. I'm going to work out what those are, but yeah, engine design, that's it. A few wheels, a few bombs, fuel tanks, input nose, and that's it. So that was that one as it came. So I went online and purchased another one, which was designed not to come with a box. It's a boxless model, for which it has, as you can see, a load of German and American one for which we won't be using. It's made by Hella, which is a very good group. There's the full-on instructions there, which is just about as many parts that are in the other one, I think, and the decal decoration layout for the German version or the American version, so that's cool. Sprue, still thick plastic, very thick. At least this front there's got the sections there. They come out with small sprues, the sprue wings, but it's basically the same. The detail there in the exhaust piece, no idea what that's for. That there, so that top wings, tail wings, exhaust brakes, vents, seats, connectors for the fuel tank racks, top wings, something to go in the cockpit, and the other side with the fuel tanks, seats, wheel bay covers, and the cockpit section. So again, a twofer deal. Did twofer in the helicopters, so I'm going to do twofer in these, because when I put them on display, they are rather small at 72nd scale, and I thought for the display purposes of how it's going to be presented, it'll look a hell of a lot better with one sitting beside each other in a layout based on it being on an airfield. So, and it's just a little bit of history of the plane, clusters, fuselage, fuel tanks, the other things. So what they did, what they were, and a German version as well. Used their paints and all that sort of kit. So I have to now do a bit of research as to what that plane looked like in the Australian colours. Probably just going to be silver with some stuff on it. Okay, but yep. So that's the next job. At least when I'm putting the parts together, I'll know the difference between 1 and 2, and it looks very much the sprue, the thing. Even though it's coming out of that, the parts look very much similar. The good thing is too that they've got the panel lines in there quite good. See underneath, that's the top, so you haven't got that little bit there. So, all good. Let's build it. Or better, let's clip some pieces off, put them in the pieces collection tank based on the build sequence. Okay, we've had a download of some of the best bits, and the best bit is that one there, is the cockpit sequence down to where the front wheel bay goes, the air intake, cockpit and the piece at the back, and that's from the Hobbycraft kit. And this one here is from the Hella kit, and well, it just seems a little smaller than the other one, but still. And that there is the air intake and front wheel bay, and they sit something like that, but they don't actually glue together at this point in time. So I'd say somewhere about there. But that's that. Got instrument panel and that's the I believe the back piece that goes behind that on the aircraft. Now I've taken a few pieces off and to get ready, because the next sequence is joining the two halves with putting the those pieces in. So where's the hole? I haven't done a test fit on these yet. There. That's sort of not there. Okay. Definitely going to be using some pegs to put this together. It's the only locating hole in the whole body. Oh, hang on, there's one right at the tail. So you either get the tail right at that end and connect it like that, and the other one at the front, and the rest of it's supposed to fit together nicely somehow. So that's that body, and the other one is over here. So that's the next job. Mount these inside here on the non-marked mounting area. Oh, golly. There's no set mark on the thing to put it. There is sort of for there, and we'll go from there, I suppose. Now that goes there somehow. Alright, I'll have some fun. Put two sets of two sides together with a cockpit and an exhaust stub that goes in to the back as well, which is, one of them is this, and this looks like a huge thimble. It goes down the back here somewhere. Oh yes, there it is. Got one little hole, locating hole, put that in there and then glue it. Good place for them to fit. That alignment joint is off a fraction. It's a little too long in the whole thing, but it's together. Let's play together game on the next one. Right. How well do you fit? Where's your fit holes? One there. That's good. Okay, well it fits a little bit better than the Hella. Okay, he's looking good. Alright, let's do a bit of unveiling and see what we've got. Can we hurt the fit? Let's have a look. This is bigger by scale, 72nd scale. I put the calipers on it, but definitely wider. Alright, let's have a look at where we're at. I've put some weight in the front of these. I slotted a bit of weight up the spout, and well and truly up into here on this one, so I did get some extra weight at the nose. It said 3 to 5 grams. I don't have anything that weighs that small amount, so hopefully we go there. But my point I've come up with is that, yeah, that's bigger and rounder than that one, just by looking at the face of it. I put the wings together at the right point, so wing line there. So the hello one here is longer, or the wing root is in the wrong, starts at the different spot. So that, and this one here is much fatter and rounder. So yep, both 72nd scale. But what scale 72nd is another question. So we're up to this part here. We've put the nose on, the tail's in there, and that's been put together. The wings are on like that. Now's the time to put the tail wings on and the lower wing for that one. And this one here, the Hella, has no real structure. So there's just something weird. Aluminium panel in there. Over that, this is up there. Probably could have been inside, I don't know. Is one on the other side? No. Weird. Trying to follow these instructions would be damn impossible. Even if you put it by numbers, all the numbers are wrong. Which one belongs to which? That's another thing. And the other thing, here you go. This one here has got the slats on the wings, the thing, and this one doesn't. Whether they got different models, I don't know. And the wingspan on this one is wider, even though it's a smaller aircraft. There, it's wider than here. Right. Let's see what we can do. Nothing there that's going to cause grief. Good. A little in the top. Right, you. Next. Fit in the front's pretty good. That's tight, that's tight. We've got a bit of progress again. Had to drill those holes in the wings, and there were no holes in the wings to put the tanks. There, fun. The Hello one came with the holes in the wings. And it's got, the Hello one's got about 2 different size tanks of a different style, and The other craft one is that's it on there, looks sort of familiar. Wonderful. Ready for painting the wheels. And yes, we fixed up all those. Let's see if we can get this thing focused. Fixed up the small holes and cracks in the bits and pieces here. So, and everything's been sanded within an inch of its life. Even though those, especially on the Hello one, the joint makes a different black line. So weird, but it's good. So we're about ready to give it a coat of paint. And we're going for the silver. Alright, let's give it a go. Okay, tank's on board, tailpipe's done. What am I looking at now? Undercarriage going in, and then we'll put all the structure that runs off the undercarriage. Alright, we've got air brakes attached, we've got the tail metalled up, and that there's ready for its decal. The wing done, the pitot tube on, fuel tanks in. Naturally she's standing on her own undercarriage and just about ready to spray the nose black. On the other one, same trick. All those details all put in. We knocked that off, so we put it back on again. Fuel tanks, wheels, black lines, black piece to come. All the canopies in, and the wings are looking good in their colour tone. So ready to go. Give her a hit with the black and let that dry, and we shall be pinging it with the spray. Here we go, the last of it. An hour or so later. Pinging all these on is not simple. On the other side, a bit of that on there. There is no line. Yes. Excellent. Throw a bit of dopey stuff on that. And then we have one marked up. Marksman, which is an aerobatics team for the Australian Air Force. I think I have to put some, since I sprayed it, the lacquer thing, but I can get one up that hole real easy. And that'll work it. So, good. Now we only have one more to do, which is going to be all about the same, except it still can't get over that one small that is. Yep, that's a win. That's really, really good. I'm going to put red spot there, green spot there, red spot there, I think, on both of them. So that's a little trick tomorrow before we give them the final coat. Here we go, last stages. Putting the clear stuff on. You'll leave a gap so that it's open. About there. I've still got to paint the pieces. But she's had her had the matte varnish put on her. All the Australian transfers, decals, stickers, whatever you want to call them. Okay, that's stuck there. That's stuck there. Alright, just need to get some black paint and silver paint and call these a set. So that's what we'll do next now. It does cut across the face there of the nose. What is that? No, that's that. So. And there we have it, 2 cockpit canopies painted, and that is it, XF16. Okay, now I know which one's which. That one there is, that was on here is the Hobbycraft version, and that one there is the Hella version. And just a slight difference between the two, but we've put them together and yeah, hopefully only the builder knows that there's a difference. Mine's to paint up the top here on the tail. Probably remember that should be grey, not yellow all the way. So last minute decisions. Sold. 1, 2. Aircraft done. Okay, so there we have it on their display stand that they're going to be on. Focus. Number 71 and number 22. There we go. And that's a just under a foot square unit, which will go on. It's a shelf that free shelf that hangs on the wall. So yeah, there we go. All painted up and ready to ship out. Thanks for watching that.